Hey guys, and welcome once again to Kpop Cosmos. I am your host, Freyja, and joining me is Mark as my co-host. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good, Freyja. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm very tired because we lost that hour. I wish we would just stop with daylight savings. There's really no reason to have it.
It started for some reason somewhere, and I think we're just a slave to the traditions of the past.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Someone once told me it's because of when we used to use like oil and stuff.
Okay.
So to reduce the oil usage, you would go in early, because it gets dark earlier or later. So that's what I was told. I'm not sure if that was just a bold-faced lie, which it probably was, but that's what I was told. So don't quote me on that, but that's what I was told. But anyway, guys, today we're going to be talking about a group. I don't know if people are going to know about them. I don't know. I don't know. But the group we are going to be talking about today is, of course, 4Minute. All right, so 4Minute. Yeah. We kind of touched on them before when we were talking about Wonder Girls, because, if they have a certain someone in their group that people may or may not know, which is Hyuna. And she was part of Wonder Girls before she left. But yeah, so 4Minute is Hyuna's old group, and ironically or not ironically enough, before they debuted, the group itself was actually called Hyuna Group.
Oh yeah.
So this group was built around Hyuna. So we all know who the favorite was in this group, most definitely. But 4Minute consisted of 5 members. Jihyun, sorry again, my pronunciation sucks. I'm just gonna not even lie about that. So it's Jihyun, Gaeun, Jiun, Hyuna, and Sohyun. Sorry, I apologize. Okay. The band debuted in 2009, so they're technically a second-gen group still. They were under Cube Entertainment, and they disbanded June of 2016. Their fandom name is called Fornia. It's the letter 4 and an NIA, and it's supposed to be 4Minute Mania. So take that as you will.
I cannot figure out what Fornia meant, and then into all different types of directions. But no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
4Minute and Mania.
4Minute Mania, Fornia. It does not. It sounds like something completely different.
It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue easily, but
no, it does not. And then of course the fan color is pearl purple. So very, very girly for a not girly group. I mean they are, but
they started off as like, oh, we're gonna be a girly group, and then that kind of quickly, at least from where I stand, that kind of devolved as each video that I saw progress. The needle started to form a little bit more towards the we're actually sexy ladies and not we're cutesy girls.
They hit the age, they all hit over 18, and then they became very aggressive.
Exactly.
So but yeah, this group, they had some ups and downs, to say the least. And also they have an official light stick. Yay!
Oh,
So this is what I found as an official light stick. If it's not actually the official light stick, I'm sorry, but this is what I was told was the official light stick. So it's a nice purple diamond, which I think was really cute. I like the light sticks. I'm so happy that they started doing these. So anyway, for a minute, let's go on to the members. First member up is Jihyun. Yeah. She was lead dancer, leader, vocalist, visual. She was born in 1990. And she's South Korean, but she also speaks basic Japanese. Let's see. She's been in a lot of TV shows. Like, I think she also left the group to become an actress. So she's been in, let's see, It's Okay, Daddy's Girl, Thousands Kisses, Love and War, 2, Love Cells Never Die, My Little Baby, The Strongest Delivery. She's been in a lot. So you can look up her acting career. She's been in a couple things I've actually seen. But her actress name is Nam Ji Hyun. So you can find her under that. So they don't really have very much. She likes Hello Kitty and Mickey Mouse. They don't really have much on her.
I did read that she was the leader of
Yeah.
which seemed very odd considering it was Hyuna's group from before it even had a name.
I know, maybe Hyuna didn't want to be the leader. She's like, nah, let someone else deal with that crap.
Someone else take the heat for my behavior.
Yeah, let's let it be someone else's fault. Yeah. They said that she became the leader after 6 months of being a trainee.
Oh, they must love her then.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, what'd she do to get that job? Like, oh, she must have pissed someone off, or like like someone must have liked her or pissed them off or something. Oh, I do not envy being any of the leaders of these groups. So let me see what her acting's currently like. So she did not re-sign with 4Minute. That's why they broke up. They disbanded because nobody besides Hyuna wanted to re-sign. So they all went their separate ways. Let's see. Yeah, she's still she is signed under Urban Works Entertainment as of 2022. So she's still acting away. Let's move on to Gayu. Sorry about the names once again. She was also born in 1990 in South Korea. She's a film and theater major. She can also speak basic Japanese. She was in the 4-minute subunit 2Yoon, which is her, and I believe that was, if it would load, not Jiyoon. Was it Jiyoon that she was? Yeah, I think it might have been Jiyoon that she was in that group with. Let's see. Yeah, Gaeun and Jiyoon. 2Yoon, which also is disbanded because the group disbanded. So, she writes the lyrics. Doesn't express her feelings well. I understand that. She's also been in a couple dramas, and she is also a actress. Still, and she goes by Hyun Gaeun. And she's been in, let's see, a lot. Let's see, she's been 5 movies, 6, 7 TV shows.
Wow.
Yeah, she's very, very active still. So as an actress. Let's see. She was also, she's under Yolum Entertainment. So yeah. Like I said, they don't have very much on the girls where I was looking around. So I don't know. They're very quiet about them.
Yeah, I think she is an amazing singer. I think
she's great.
A few moments there where they really let them show off their vocal talents. She's the one that always impresses me. I love her. I just love her voice. I think she has like a really good tone in her voice, and I think she really belts it out. I actually really like her.
Yeah, she does have a great voice, and she is one of the main vocalists. So yeah, she's great. If you can just watch her sing, it's fantastic. Next we have Jiyoon. She's the lead rapper and lead vocalist as well. I believe she's the one who usually has the short hair in the videos.
Every video I'm watching, I'm like, okay, I can easily find her because she has the short hair. But
yeah,
some video I know she's gonna have long hair. I'm gonna be totally lost for a second.
Yeah, like this picture of her that I found, I'm like, that's not her. Then I looked at it like, yeah, that is her. You know, because she looks so different. I mean, like, she looks great with short hair. She looks really great with long hair too. So she kills it. She is a postmodern music major. She speaks Japanese basic and basic English as well. So good job with her with English, because English sucks to learn. It's awful. It doesn't even make sense as English speakers. She's afraid of heights. She's also part of Tuyun. Let's see. According to their trainer, she is the one who changed the most, which I don't know if that's a nice way to put that she sucked when she first got in the group and got really good. So you never know. Let's see. She can't cook, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Let's see. She was in Immortal Songs too, and she won with DJ Koo for the song Nan. It's just on Nan. So I need to watch that. I love Immortal Songs. That's a great show. After 4 Minutes disbanded, she signed a contract with JS, E&M. So she's now a solo artist under the name Jenyer, Jenyer. So she's doing her solo stuff.
You know, I pegged her as a rapper because, you know, she had, from the very beginning, she had the short hair. She also wore these, like, at least in the beginning, it seemed like she always wore glasses, like whether sunglasses or like like reading glasses. So she was easy to spot, but I just pegged her as the rapper of the group. And then later on, she really got to show off her vocals. I forgot what song it was. It might have been the clip you were just playing, the volume up.
Yeah, they had her belt that note.
And I'm like, oh my God, who knew she had that voice? I pegged her as a rapper this whole time. So yeah, she's immensely talented. And I love when she starts off the song or the video, because naturally I just assume that this is Hyuna's group and that she's gonna always be the center, always be the focus. So yeah, when Jinyoon starts off the video and carries it, I'm like, oh, they're actually gonna let the other members like get the spotlight. Why? What a strange thing. I like it.
Yeah, I always like when like the members who are usually hidden behind everyone else gets the main spotlight for a bit. It's great, because you can't be untalented in being K-pop. I've said that a number of times. Like, and then I was talking to my sister. She's like, I feel like the rappers, like, they're just they're really good singers, but they're like not the best singers of the group. Like, they're the quote unquote worst singers, which doesn't really mean anything. They're still really good, but they're the worst singers of the group. And they go, okay, we're going to just make you the rapper. We're going to teach you how to rap and you'll be the rapper, even though you can sing really well. But they just happen to like fall below the other members. Or there's just a member who actually loves rapping and they can't sing at all. But, you know, doesn't feel that way with like girl groups. So it feels like they're like, yeah, you're going to be the rapper. Sorry, you know. Sorry, not sorry, because it's not a bad place to be, because you get some great screen time. She also said that her ideal type is MBLAQ's Sungho. So, which is funny. I don't have a picture of him, but I was a fan of this group, the MBLAQ, when it first came out, and he was my bias. So I'm like, I understand you. I understand you. And the fans gave him the name Panda, because he has deep set eyes, so it's dark around them. Okay. So he's the Panda Man. I was like, girl, I understand your taste, because he was my bias from that group. So I completely understand. Now we're going over to Hyuna. And everyone freaking knows Hyuna. Hyuna is huge, absolutely huge. She was in Gangnam Style. She was the girl in that. Everyone knows her. She's main dancer, main rapper, vocalist, and the face of the group. So she was born in 92. So I guess she was the youngest because everyone else seems to have been born in 1990. So she's born in 1992. She was ex Wonder Girls. She was a contemporary arts major. She speaks basic Japanese, a little bit of English, a little bit of Mandarin, or it says Mandarin. Let's see. She has so many subunits. She was part of a subunit called Dazzling Red with Kara's Nicole, Secret's Hyosung, and After School's Nana, and Sisters Hyorin. She was, I already said, member of Wonder Girls. Let's see. She transferred to Cube in 2009. She's the only member that renewed her contract with Cube.
Wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. She was in the duo Troublemaker with Hyun Sung, former member of Beast. So I love Troublemaker. I think that's my favorite subunit of hers.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I love the first Troublemaker EP. I love that one so much.
Yeah, it's so I was obsessed with it. That whistle in that song was my phone notification for years. I love it so much. And then like did you watch the second music video?
I did.
Oh my gosh, I was like, you were able to put this on like in Korea? What? This is risque, girl. Come on. It was great.
Yeah, that's the ironic thing about that label is that they kind of like designed it that way so that you would think that these two, guy and girl would possibly be dating or get together or just kind of build up the chemistry between them, make the audience really like get invested in, are they together or is this just an act?
Yeah.
And then they give her crap when she actually does date someone.
I know, right? And with Troublemaker, I think it was the Troublemaker song. Like during one of their live performances, they actually like full on kiss each other.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, guys. Wow. Because that was the news. Everyone was freaking out. Because like, oh my gosh, they actually kissed. They actually kissed.
Yeah, and like not like a cute little like K-drama.
Oh no.
Each on the lips. They were like in it.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap. And then of course the second music video, I'm like, are they not dating? Because they're macking out like hardcore in this entire music video. Jeez. And I'm gonna say something controversial, and sorry guys, but I think she had better chemistry with Hyun Sung than she did with Dawn. I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry, but it's true. Because Dawn just kind of seemed like the little carry my purse boy, and then Hyun Sung, she's like macking on him. So I'm sorry, I like Dawn, but it just. The chemistry was completely different. And I know Dawn and her broke up. So I'm sorry. They announced their engagement and then they broke it off. So
yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
But I do believe the Troublemaker, I mean, the reason why the chemistry might have seemed elevated with Troublemaker is because they kind of designed it that way.
Yeah.
So I think that did play a part in it, but it's tough being a K-pop star and having a romantic life, whether it's fabricated or
otherwise.
It's a tough thing to balance.
Yeah, it really is. Let's see.
I do feel bad for Dawn though. So I'm like, dude, where are you gonna go from here?
I know. Okay, so she and Dawn were in a group called Triple H. So it was Dawn and Hui.
Yep.
And they were from Pentagon. And it was, they really kind of pushed the chemistry with Dawn and her in some of the music videos. I'm like, okay, it was still kind of, but they announced in 2018 that Hyuna and Dawn were dating since 2016. And then 2018, Cube Entertainment announced that Hyuna left the company.
Yep.
And I also believe Dawn left Pentagon, or he was kicked out. I haven't delved into that, so sorry if I'm wrong, guys. But he's no longer with Pentagon and hasn't been for years. And so they just kind of did their duo thing for a while because they signed with P Nation with Psy.
Right.
So, and now that they're broken up, I don't know what Dawn's gonna do. Like, I really don't. I hope he has a fan base that helps him. Like, I need to delve more into him. Maybe we'll do a Pentagon episode.
Sure.
But yeah, Hyuna's doing great though. Like, she for some of her songs, I think, was it Rolling Stones? One of the lead singers of one of our big like 80s bands, like, called her out and said that her music was great. It was like Red Lips or something like that, or Lips, one of her music videos. And he said he loved her songs. So I was like, good, that's awesome. You know? So anyway, let's move on from Dawn. We still have one more member, and then we can get into like music videos. We have Sohyun. So I thought, anyway, I'll tell you later. She's lead dancer, lead vocalist, rapper, and the youngest. So she is born in 94, so she's 2 years younger than Hyuna. She's a theater and film major. And let's see. She wants her first kiss to be in an elevator. I don't know why elevators are dirty and gross.
Hey, everybody has their thing.
Everyone has their thing, though. Yeah. She's a former member of the girl group Orange. She was 12 at the time. And they disbanded because of cyberbullying and anti-cafes. Who has to be like the scummiest person in the world to attack a 12-year-old? Like, come on now. Like, you don't go cyberbullying 12-year-olds. That's just messed up, man.
Unless you're an evil 12-year-old.
Unless you're an evil, but even then you're messed up. You know? Just jeez. I feel bad for her, but I guess she went to another group, so she's strong. She's close to Highlight's Dongwon. So think about Highlight, because Highlight and Beast are the same group.
Right.
So I know I mentioned Beast earlier, but when I say Highlight or Beast, they're the exact same group. They just kind of like rebranded. And we'll talk about that at another time. So, let's see. She was part of Project Girl Group, which with, let's see, I'm not even, with GNA, Lizzie of After School. Her name is Cham Sonio, with GNA, Lizzie of After School, and Youngji of Kara. She had signed with 935 Entertainment, but then left in October of 2016. And then, actually, she left in 2017. She signed in 2016, but now she's signed with the CNT. And she's an actress under Kwon So-hyun. So 3 of the 5 are actresses still, and then 2 of them are still singing, but doing their own thing. So...
Now, was she the youngest, or?
Yes. Hyuna's 2 years older than her.
Okay. Because as I was watching, I'm like, she has such a round face.
Yeah, she has a
round face. She's got to be the youngest one of the group.
Yeah, she has the baby face, the very round, cute face.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's born in 94. Yuna was born in 92, and everyone else was born in 1990.
Okay.
Yeah. So
she plays the at least in the beginning video, she plays the cutesy girly.
Yeah.
And like that vibe fits her really well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the cute girl concept.
Yeah. They seem to always keep her hair really long too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
So.
as it progresses to the more like the later videos, the more mature videos, I was wondering, because I know where 4Minute ends up. At least I know what their later videos are like, because that's when I kind of became a fan of mainly I was just following Hyuna wherever she went.
Yeah, a lot of people were. That's
how I wound up in 4Minute land. But her being like the beatsy one, I'm like, I don't know how she's gonna fit in with like the tough, sexy vibe that I know 4Minute to be. And she actually did really well. She like fits right in. I was
Yeah.
really surprised. She's so diverse. I like her.
Yeah, she's one of honestly all of the members kind of stick out in their own ways, but she's always the one that like, oh, she's like the princess of the group that you don't mess with. You know.
Exactly.
She kind of gives off that vibe. And speaking of the mature stuff, I'm going to talk about some of their band stuff.
Okay.
So, let's move this. Oh, let's go back to the beginning so we can look at the group. Okay. So, let's see. When their song "Won't Give You," that was back. Oh, way back in the day. Anyway, so "Won't Give You," the song "Won't Give You," was banned by the television network KBS. They refused to play it on any of their stations for what they considered to be overly sexual lyrics. The lyrics were the let's see, style first-person narrative expressing an unwillingness on the part of the subject to give herself or her heart to her partner.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, censorship committee, all right. And Cube Entertainment responded to the band saying that the song was intended to be about the pure feelings of a girl to a guy, and that they were very disappointed in KBS and their decision.
Right.
They're like, what are you talking about? This is what it's supposed to be about, you dirty-minded fools. Like, all right then. Let's see. And then Mirror Mirror, they couldn't perform that song. It wasn't the song itself, but it was the choreography to it
Yes.
that was getting it banned because of that. In the music video when they drop to the ground and they like spread their legs a couple times.
Yep.
And she does the wave thing on the. So they said they couldn't perform it if that was in it. So in all of the live performances of that song, they actually changed the choreography so they could perform it and, you know, promote the song.
That's crazy. It's like living in like Elvis Presley's time where it's like, all right, we can't shake your hips, but we're only going to keep the camera on the top half of him.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh my gosh. And that's not even the worst one. So Hyuna's Bubble Pop, which I was absolutely obsessed with and still am. I love that freaking song. It's like one of the best songs she's ever done.
Really? You think so?
I love it. It's not the best one, but it is the top 5.
I will say in my all right, I'll give you top 5. I'll give you top 5 in my downward spiral in the Hyuna universe.
Yeah.
That's the video that I could turn off the volume, but I could still enjoy the visuals of it.
Oh heck yeah, that's what I mean. Like the visuals are great. Yes. So that song, not even the song, performances for it and just like promotions in general were concluded prematurely due to Korean Communications Commission Review Committee. But like, no, it's too much. You can't do that. It's too sexy. You know? So that one was, they're like, nah, you gotta stop. No, it's bad. Yeah. But even though that was
Hyuna feels like the Madonna almost of K-pop. Like she's consistently pushing the envelope, it feels like, so that you think about where K-pop is now, or some of the videos that they get away with now. It's like, oh, the stuff that they banned before was like tame.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like you watch Hyuna's Lip and Hip music video. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, that chick's running around in like a pair of underwear, and then there's one scene where like red underwear appears on the floor, and then they use a lampshade to cover her, but she takes the underwear she's wearing currently off and then puts the red one on. And the only thing that's blocking your view is the freaking lampshade. I was like, I just watched her strip. What? That's nuts. But that one's great. And then I think my favorite music video of hers though is either I'm Not Cool or how's this.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my top two. I don't know what it is about I'm Not Cool, but I just like it. It's so weird. So also, with Bubble Pop though, it's still got over 10 million views
Yeah.
in a
I
year. I wonder why. Yeah, I know, right? And the last song that was unfit for broadcast, apparently, was the song "Is It Poppin'?" And apparently, it was unfit for broadcast because they used the English word "ass" in it.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Korea. I mean, they have some of the weirdest, like, this is why I'm against censorship. I'm going to be completely honest because it could get, like, completely nuts. Oh, I'm like, okay. Okay. And that's not even, like, there's some groups that got their songs banned for less. Like, DBSK, they got a song banned because what was it? It was a lyric that said, "I got you under my skin." Banned.
Okay.
They banned it. I was like, what? For that lyric? Are you kidding me?
My goodness.
I was like, oh, it's really dependent on like who is on the committee at the time. I feel like because sometimes they're like, "No, let it slide." Other times, like, that could be possibly, maybe provocative. So, like, I just don't get it, man.
I know.
But
And meanwhile, India is a poppin' video. There's guys with their shirts off, and the
I
sprinklers are going off, and everyone's dancing in slow motion as they're being rained on by by the sprinklers. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
that's okay, but them saying ass, that's the ban.
yeah,
That's
I know, right? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And then you have other artists it's just crazy stuff. So out of 4 minute, also with Dawn, did you watch the ping pong music video?
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
Okay, I recommend watching it just for whatever the hell Dawn is wearing wearing in this music video. Because Dawn, he's like wearing this leopard print coat and
Okay.
red shorts, but then he's wearing like a bondage bra looking thing, and I'm so confused. I'm like, dude, that looks awful. And he has like the neon yellow hair going on. I don't know what they were thinking in that because I don't like Huna's outfits either. It was like you took some drugs and that's the music video. It's so out there. I highly recommend it though. It's so weird. The song's great. I like the song, the vibe for the song. But so out of all of this, like the group songs, is there one that you like specifically or
I really liked Volume Up. I think that video, you can really see that the label really put some money behind it.
Yeah.
Because that video just looks amazing. Their songs didn't really stand out to me. It's why I didn't become like a 4 minute fan from the beginning. Their songs are good, but they seem to ride the whatever the wave is at that moment as far as K-pop songs. They seem to fit right in there. There's nothing
Yeah.
about their songs that was like, extreme or horrible. They just kind of was right in the middle until the later ones. So
yeah.
Crazy, I love, and Hate. I think Hate's probably my favorite one. I think that's like the one that they found their pocket of being, we're going to be sexy, but we're also going to be kind of tough. And we're still going to be cute and have a song that, is like quiet and kind of melancholy, but melancholy. But still have like a thumping bass and
Yeah.
still hit you over the head with the chorus. I think Hate is probably like the peak 4 minute experience. So naturally they disband right after that.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah, ironically enough. But it's kind of funny that you bring up Hate because you know who they collaborated and produced that song with?
No, I would assume it'd be Brave Brothers because they seem to be
No.
or Brave Sound because they're always in their songs.
No, it was Skrillex.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
oh,
that they collaborated with Skrillex for that song, and I
you
was
know
like,
what?
oh my gosh.
That makes sense now. That makes a lot of sense now. I can hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like it's just I was hoping you would bring that song up because yeah, that song is great, but you can hear the Skrillexness of it too if you
Yes.
know that he's a part of it. You're like, yep, I know that sound. That's a Skrillex sound and song. Um, but yeah, that song is actually like I believe it's their best one of their best songs.
Yeah.
I do also like what is it called? Is it What's Your Name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. Mostly because that's a song like freaking Justin Bieber's Baby. It gets stuck in your head and you can never get it out of it. Um, let's see. Of course, I already talked about Huna's Bubble Pop and stuff. Huna was also featured in Double S 501's Hyo Young Sang's first solo mini album. Of course, she was. I feel like they really pushed her to be in everything.
I mean, she's, and I think it's in the What's Your Name video. You really start to see her like command the screen, like really kind of like
Yeah.
command the spotlight, I should say. Like she's great as a member. As you watch at least as I watched the beginning videos, I'm like, oh, okay, they're kind of like a Wonder Girls type of group.
Uh-huh.
Like 5 girls. There's the rapper. There's the cutie one. They're patterned like that. And then a few videos later, they turn sexy, and then the What's Your Name video comes out, and they're like, oh yeah, we're straight up sexy, and Ayuna's gonna be like the ringleader of this whole like sexy escapade. So I think that's the video where at least to me, I noticed she was really starting to come into her own. And like I can see an executive looking at that going, why is she not a solo artist? Or
Yeah.
are we not giving her a solo deal?
It's one of the when one of the members just starts to overshadow the others.
Yep.
And yeah, it's they can't blend in anymore, and that's unfortunate and fortunate at the same time for them, because then they get noticed more. And you gotta like you think about it, and like they've got to have been fighting backstage, with each other because it's kind of a cutthroat industry, and here's the thing, as a female, and for like not all females, well, guess what? I'm a female and I've been around a lot of females. We get really aggressive with each other. And if we're living with each other, it's heightened. So there must have been some inner fighting going on, which you do with close people you're close to anyway. It's like Shiny. They had some fighting going on too. I think it was Key and Minho. They hated each other, and Key moved out because he walked into a room and Minho wasn't doing anything but watching sports, and Key had the urge to just go up and kick him in the face. And he's like, and that's when he went, I have to move out for the sake of the group. So there had to have been some infighting with Huna getting so much attention. And, I'm not saying they didn't like each other, but, there had to have been something going on backstage with, because then, people, their favorites and jealousy. It's just, I would be upset too, honestly, if I was one of the members. And then one of the other members was like getting all the, like solo stuff and everything. I'd be pretty pissed off too. Be like, why can't I do solo stuff? Why don't I get to be in the front? Why don't I get the cute, like awesome, sexy clothes? But overall, they had let's see, 2009, 2016. That's about the 7-year curse.
Yep.
Which is a curse for a reason. Most groups only last about 7 years before they disband. And this group, I agree with you. They kind of like they didn't really stick out until later.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of just following the trends, and they're not being trendsetters; they're just being followers.
Right.
And that unfortunately made them just fall into the background of those who were not. However, later on, like you said, they got a lot more their own sound. And so in 2014, they beat 2NE1 and Girls' Generation in Ikigayo. for, I believe, their track Wait a Minute, which is incredible. Like,
That's insane. You know that you've reached, you know, a level when you win winning the competition, but then beat like two big groups.
yeah, like the two biggest groups of second generation.
Yep.
It's crazy. I think that was the only time they beat them, though, but that was still amazing for them. I like watching the video because they all look super shocked, like, wait, what? You're giving us the award? What? And then let's see. In 2016, their EP C.R.A.Z.Y debuted at #1 on Billboard's World Album Charts.
Yep.
So they did great. They also had a solo concert in Myanmar, and they had over 7,000 fans attending, which is great. And I always give it to these second geners, even though they were late second gen or like borderline third gen, because once again, social media was not a thing back in the day. And even if it was things like freaking MySpace, and it wasn't what it is today. Like, the access to this stuff was almost non-existent. If I wanted an album, I had to go to a like anime convention and hope they had K-pop albums there, you know. And KCON was brand new, I think.
Yep.
They were, and they did perform at KCON in LA. And I think at this time, if I remember, because I remember when K-pop first started, it was like $17 or something to get in when it first started. And I never got to go because I didn't have anyone who was into K-pop enough to fly to LA to go watch concerts. And so I was like, it's only $17. I want to go. But now we can't go because it's like $200 a pop. And you're like, oh, for crying out loud.
And they realized the money making potential after the first couple of years. They're like,
yeah.
wait, this is really popular. What are we doing? Let's jack up the prices ridiculously high.
They're making bank as well. They have it in like Tokyo and LA and freaking New York City and possibly Chicago coming up. They have blown up. And now I can't go to it because I'm not made of money. So, but yeah, unfortunately, in 2016, after Hate came out on June 13th, they announced that they were going to disband following their contract expiration, with only Hyuna renewing. And they were trying to persuade half of them to come back. Oh, so I wonder who were the ones that they didn't even try to, persuade to come back. But they said no, and they all went to do their own things. So, which is unfortunate, but that's the way of K-pop. 7-year curse, then you find your favorite and hope they continue on with something.
Yeah. I do believe that, Hyuna's popularity really outshadowed the group. And, if you have like this, like, super like white hot star in your stable, and then you have this other group that's been performing for 7 years, and as we said, they had hit songs, but none of their hit songs were like big until the very end.
Yeah,
I can see where you can be like, all right, why don't we put all of our resources towards our one shining star, and we'll offer the other girls something, like a couple of year contract or whatever. But our main focus is going to be on Hyuna. Yeah. And if the other girls don't want to do it, I can totally understand that. But I can understand why the executives are like, fine, there's the door. We got our white hot star, and we're going to give her whatever she wants.
Yeah, but then their white hot star ditched them.
Right.
So,
exactly. They kept her, and then she's like, okay, I'm dating this guy. And they're like, oh, no.
You're not supposed to say that, Hyuna. You're supposed to keep your relationships quiet. Yeah. Because she left in 2018? She left Cube. So they only kept her around for another 2 years before, And then I think that the whole dating thing, I think it should be a just like, oh, well, They're dating. They're humans. They meet each other. They slip each other messages in the Ikigayo sandwiches or whatever. So it's just it's ridiculous to like have to leave your company because like you can't date.
Yeah, I want to think that, you know, again, because they kept her around,
Yeah,
and you know, let her renew her contract, she was probably making some demands for her and her boyfriend. And there was probably a point where they're like, all right, that's it. You're asking, you know, we love you, but you're asking a little bit too much for us to cover you and Dawn. So maybe this wasn't such maybe this wasn't such a great idea on our part.
it's the whole I'll do anything but I won't do that type of situation. Like, yeah, it's a little too much. But yeah, and yeah, Hyuna's still hot. She's everywhere still. I don't know about Dawn because the last thing I heard about them was their breakup after their engagement. I think that was like they announced they were engaged. 6 months later, they announced they broke up.
Yep.
So I was like, okay. Was it like the planning of the wedding that was too stressful? Because you guys have been together since 2016. That's quite the relationship. I haven't even had a relationship that long. I go a year and a half and I break up with someone. You know? It's like I get bored. But yeah, but I know a lot of people are very upset about their disbandment, and Hyuna's, at least people over here are upset that she broke up with Dawn, or they broke up. I don't know who broke up with who, but they're all still doing their things. And so if you want to support them, watch their movies and shows, and, you know, and the ones who are still doing music, just, you know, follow their music and whatnot. But yeah, they were just a group that really disappeared right when they were really taking off.
Yeah, which is the craziest thing in the world to me. Like K-pop was finally like, you know, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And here's this girl group that's like talented, beautiful, has an incredibly blazing hot lead or main member in a group that everyone knows. Even my friends who don't know K-pop, who couldn't care less about K-pop, all saw the Gangnam Style video and was all like, oh, the redhead girl.
Oh yeah, that chick in the subway.
whenever I try to explain any K-pop anything to anyone, and I need a reference point, I'm like, yeah, did you ever see Gangnam Style? Yes. You ever remember the redhead chick? Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, if you have a company and, you know, you're you know, K-pop is taking off and you got like this well-seasoned, well-trained, talented, beautiful group, and you can't, you know, and you start to see it uprise, you're freaking teaming up with Skrillex on songs. Like, I don't understand how you do not pursue that a little bit more. At least a couple more years. At least give them one more shot at the apple. But, you know, disbanding them at that point when they're super hot, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, they should have bent a little backwards a little bit more for the other girls. I don't know what they were demanding, but maybe you should have, you know, caved a little bit. But Kpop Entertainment is a small entertainment company. They can only do what they can do. It's not like YG or JYP or SM or anything like that, or Big Hit / Hype. You know, they have their limits too, which is unfortunate, and which is why we lose a lot of these good groups that are, you know, because small companies, you have to really find the groups, because the big companies are the ones that are always like in your face, you know?
Yep.
And it's just unfortunate that they were, I don't know how to put it, but it's unfortunate they were part of a small company and not a large company, because I think if they had the large company that could like really promote them and really get them into the public eye a bit better, they might have been able to keep them. But who knows? I don't work for Cube. Maybe they tried everything they could, but who knows? You know? Or maybe they were playing favorites and the girls got pissed off. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know? But I have seen what Highlight / Beast was doing, so I don't know about management. So we'll talk about that situation another day. So any final thoughts on 4 Minute?
Yeah, I would say, you know, I would say they're a solid K-pop group. You know, if you want to get like a general sense of where K-pop was at a certain time, you know, a certain year, they're probably a good barometer of that, where you can see
Mhm.
how K-pop was in, you know, 2016, 17. Or, I'm sorry, 13, 2013, 2014. I think if you really want to get into 4 Minute and see like their true essence of what they are, you definitely want to check out the latest stuff, the stuff towards the end.
Mhm.
And also, I love Yuna's solo stuff.
Oh, God.
I,
It's
I just
amazing.
I just think she's amazing. I think she, I don't know. She's like, I feel like she's like Madonna. She's like pushing the envelope into different directions, and just seeing what sticks. And she's pretty good at almost all of it. So yeah, I would say if anything, despite the fact that she left my favorite group, Wonder Girls, you know, I'll put that aside. Other, other than
Yes.
that, I would say listen to 4 minutes later stuff and follow Hyuna because she's amazing.
Yeah. I will agree. Hyuna, if anything else, and no disrespect to the other women, girls in the group, but the one thing that really stands out about 4 Minute is Hyuna. And I think they should have just had her as a soloist to begin with. I don't think she should have been in a group. But I agree with you. She very much is like Korea's Madonna, at least like early Madonna. I don't know what Madonna's doing nowadays, but
Yeah, that
um, so
good.
she's very much the Cape like Taemin is, you know, Korea's Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Hyuna is very definitely K-pop's Madonna. She pushes the envelope. Her music videos really push the envelope
Oh yeah.
on what's you know, risque and the just absurdity of some of them. It's just fantastic. Even if you're like me and you're like, what the hell is she wearing? It's still like a great music video and it sticks with you. She was born to be in the entertainment industry. And it shows
Yep.
in just everything she does. I also liked watching her on Knowing Brothers and stuff. She, like everyone fawns over her. It's absolutely hilarious, and she's so cute too, which is kind of like that dual personality thing. Like she goes on these shows, but she's absolutely adorable. But then you watch her in her like music videos, and she's like this sexy,
Hmm.
strong woman, and you're like, wow, I can't believe this is the same person. Because one of them, I think on Knowing Brothers, she was like struggling to get her sneakers on because she was wearing like high heels. But then they wanted her to dance. She's like, okay, so she pulls out these high tops and she's like struggling to get her shoes on. It was the cutest thing because she was also wearing a short skirt, so she was trying to hide from the
Oh,
camera.
yeah.
It was adorable. I was like, why are you so cute? Stop it. But yeah, 4 Minute. It's just a group that unfortunately their potential was not realized in the time period that they were in. Um, they needed to. They should have been more aggressive throughout, but I understand they were minors at the time, a lot of them, so they couldn't be too aggressive. But they really peaked at the end, and that's unfortunate. But the 7-year curse strikes again and takes another extremely great and talented group from us.
Yep.
Um, so, without further ado, I hope you guys. Well, first of all, I'm really tired, so my brain is all foggy. So I'm gonna apologize again, guys. So, thank you guys again for joining us for Kpop Cosmos. I've been your host Freyja, and you can see me on the Undercover for Capes podcast, the Definitive Crusade, where we talk about all things DC Comics. And what do you have going on, Mark?
You can find me every week on So Wizard podcast. Me and Joey and Aubrey and sometimes Adam, we get together and we review newer movies. We're doing a 10-week stretch, brand new movie releases, 10 weeks in a row. We're like almost at the
Oh,
halfway point. So
jeez.
yeah, the cinemas has seen a lot of our money,
Oh
and
my.
I've consumed a lot of popcorn these past 4 weeks. But that's what we do for the listeners. So if you want to hear our review of the latest Scream movie, Scream 6,
Ooh.
tune into So Wizard Podcast each week, and yeah, well, that's where we are. SoWizardPodcast.com and on Facebook and on Twitter.
Awesome. All right. Well, have a good month, guys, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.